Hello students. Let us understand what consumer rights are. We now know that consumer is a person who either pays for a product or uses a product, who either makes payment or promises to pay in a future. He is still a consumer. We also understood that what are the ways in which a consumer is exploited. Now we want to understand that what rights are received under Consumer Protection Act. So, the first right is right to safety. Imagine that you just purchased earpods, and while you use it, you kind of sense vibration which at times might turn to be very shocking kind. No, that's not what for you have purchased your iPods, right? So, there is a threat to your safety. Imagine if you are buying a car that costs 50 lakh rupees, and the car stops anywhere for no reason. When you are traveling, you cannot reach your destination because of the defect. You might face an accident because while on highway, when you are traveling at the top of your speed and suddenly if it stops, it's going to be disaster. So safety is the first priority, and consumer has this right as first right, the right to be safe. So right is to protect from hazards. So those things that are harmful for health cannot be sold. And that's why soft drink manufacturers, chocolate manufacturers, or any food product manufacturers will have to see that our health internally when we consume it is not having a bad impact. And even the external appliances like electronics, they will have to be careful that the consumer is safe. So there is a protection created on physical environment through this right, so that the quality of life enhances. I recently purchased a laptop, and if that laptop does not function well, not only physical loss, I'll be mentally harassed that I spent so much on it and I'm not getting proper output. That's not justified. So then that will reduce the quality of my life. My happiness will reduce because I'll feel exploited, mental harassment. So yes, this safety right is a beautiful right. Now another is right to get information. Information regarding the product. Understanding this right, you will now be able to make out that even a 5 rupees dairy milk has all the details. The details about when it is manufactured, where it is manufactured, what is the expiry date, what are its contents, how much calorie does it have, why. Why in such a small packet, in such a small label also, it is necessary to fix every detail is because of this right, the right to get all the information. So quality, quantity, MRP, purity, standard, usage, everything has to be mentioned. Standard as in, maybe in food products you see a green mark or you see a brown mark indicating whether it is a veg or it is a non-veg food. Whether it is A graded, B graded, depends on the product. Firms to behave responsibly. Firms cannot take things lightly. They have to share every detail regarding the product. As in, the buyer should know everything regarding the product that he is buying. And information from label, packaging and advertisement. Not only label. If I buy an ointment, in that ointment, over the box every detail cannot be included, like allergens and side effects. So I get one small chit wrapped inside the box regarding all the details and in multiple languages. So that's because the customer has the right to get all the information. The third one is right to choose. I want to buy a 2 rupees pen, and if the seller gives me any pen, why should I accept? I should not accept because I have the right to choose. I can ask for number of options and then I can choose from if I feel that I liked it. Otherwise I can say sorry, I don't want any. So that's the right to choose. Consumer can choose from variety. He can compare price, quality and then decides what suits him. And convenience of consumer has to be priority. So no seller can outrightly say that no, sorry, we don't want to sell it, or we don't want to show more, or this is it, you want to buy it, you can, otherwise you cannot. No seller can say this. I hope that you are clear with these 3 rights. Moving towards the next 3. Okay students, the 4th one, right to be heard. Heard as in, if I as a consumer speak, when I am not satisfied, when I speak, when I complain, the seller should hear me. If the seller will not hear me, then the law will hear me. So the right to be heard says that interest of consumer has to be protected and considered. A representative is chosen to speak on behalf of consumer. So there is a person, there is a society, consumer society, who supports to speak, to raise your voice, to make your voice stronger. They support you and the law hears you, if not the seller. So this type of consumer society person who supports is basically non-political and non-commercial. He has nothing to do with what is the ruling party doing. He has nothing to do with whether government is working appropriate or not. He has not to charge money also. He just has to support me to speak so that my voice is heard. So the right to be heard says that the exploited customer is backed up by the law, by a person, by a consumer society, so that he is pretty confident enough to speak up. Now, the next one is the right to seek redressal. Now, in order to understand redressal, let me explain you the word first. I address you all. I'm speaking to you all. And when you speak to me, it's readdressing me. So what is redressal? Let us now connect it to a consumer. I buy a mobile phone and that phone has some battery issue, a genuine problem. So first the seller addressed me. First the seller gave me the mobile phone. And because it is not working well, I am readdressing. I am giving him back. So that is redressal. I might say that you give me piece-to-piece replacement. I might say you repair it for me. I might say that since all the goods that you have are of same quality, please give me my money back. I can ask for any form of redressal. Let us understand. This right enables the consumer to make complaint against dishonest practices. You can speak up. What you can ask for? Consumer may ask for exchange of goods, replacement, return of goods, you keep your goods back, return of money, get me my money back, I don't want your product, or repair me. It depends on the mutual agreement, but these are the forms. So that's right to seek redressal. Now comes right to consumer education. Why you all are learning this in your 10th standard? Why you want to know about consumer exploitation? So that when you are aware, when you are not ignorant, when you know things, you even know that even if I'm exploited, I'll first of all be an aware consumer, but even if I'm exploited, there is a law in my backup. There are provisions that will protect me. So this is the right of consumer education, and that's why you study it here. Consumer literacy is given priority. Consumer should know everything, and that's how consumer can be stopped getting exploited. Awareness will help to reduce exploitation. Person is exploited only and only if he does not know. What if he is now aware? What if he knows everything? Nobody can exploit. Complete information about product is a mandate. You have to give every information. You have to guide a consumer. You have to make him literate. That every seller has to do whatsoever he sells, whether a good or whether a product, a commodity, a good or a service. So that is all about the right to consumer education. I hope students that you are clear with all the rights, and then in the next class we will move towards the responsibilities of consumer. See you then. Bye bye.